All right, guys, we're going to do a quick comparison of the Glock 20 Gen 4, little custom, but we'll get into what's custom, compared to the newer Glock 20 Gen 5, which isn't too many differences. If you want, I guess I can go ahead and start with mine and talk about what sticks out. And it's funny, there's something interesting that we can talk about. But basically, with the Gen 5, let me just adjust this a little. With the Gen 5, it has the front serrations. I think the grip is the same. I know you got the whole grip on yours, but I think the grip is the same. Yeah. The trigger, you'll know better than me, but I think the trigger might be different. Okay. That I'm not 100% sure of. Right. It's got the MOS cut, as you guys can see, and I did a previous video. I have the Holosun, which is a direct line of sight. What other... I'm trying to think. Oh, ambidextrous slide release.
Yeah, I don't have that. Just on the other side.
And I think the beveled front barrel.
Yeah, the slides look different. Like this one has like a matte finish. It has that classic matte Glock finish, and it has a more square, that classic Glock square, you know. Yeah. Slide,
which I actually like, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a piece of history, and this one has more. I would say, like a more modern look to it. It actually kind of almost looks like a 1911 a little bit, the way that the slide is a little taller. Yeah. Kind of like how 1911s have that tall slide. And then I really like the serrations up here, because a lot of times it's more convenient to rack the slide from the muzzle end. And this way, if you don't have that up here on the, on the Gen 4, your hands will slip off of that. So it just gives you another option for racking the slide. But yeah, I mean, you can see... the slides, they're like, it just, for some reason, maybe up front, I think maybe up front here, it's slightly different, but you can see that the slides are a little different. It looks like the Gen 4 is a little like taller.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I really do like that barrel. You have the KKM on it with the threaded barrel.
Yeah, the threaded barrel. Yeah, great barrel. Definitely.
Let me ask you, how do you like the SureFire 300?
It's good, yeah. I haven't had any issues with it. The only thing with the SureFire 300 you have to get used to is the way that you activate it. It has like this weird switch, so you can either push it like that forward, which is momentary on, or you gotta switch it down or switch it up. Oh, wow. Which sometimes can be a little, it takes a little more force. You gotta, consciously push it down versus like just a button that you push, like a lot of other ones. So that takes some getting used to. But it is definitely very high quality. It's one of the
good things about it. I mean, SureFire I think is top of the line.
Haven't had any issues. The only thing I will say though is because with the Glock 20, your barrel ends like right where the flashlight, bezel is. So like you can see here, the finish gets messed up from the gases. You can see the anodizing, and a lot of times you have to wipe.
Buddy told me, I don't know if you've ever heard of this.
It gets dirty from the smoke and stuff.
Have you ever heard of, and I haven't tried it myself, but my buddy said to put like a thin layer of chapstick on the glass?
I don't know. I've heard that. I've never tried it, but that's just something to consider. But yeah.
As you guys see, I have the smaller one. I got the TLR. This is Streamlight, right? Another good company. I got this actually for my CZ P07. Unlike the SureFire 300, this is smaller. It actually shorter than the barrel, and real quick click to turn it on with the strobe, etc. But
yeah, like this one has the button, right? You push the button.
It's got
makes it a little easier, in my opinion, in a stressful situation. I mean, you can still momentarily push this, it'll work, but in a stressful situation, if you're not thinking consciously, oh, I gotta switch it down, you may kind of fumble, and you won't get it on in time or something. And it actually requires like a good amount of like finger strength, like to push it down. Like if you're a woman or something and you don't have strong hands, it might be a little difficult.
Yeah. So which you brought up a good point, right? Because most of these situations you only do have
split seconds.
That split second can make all the difference in the world. But I'll tell you what, it was a pleasure shooting this in a different video, guys. We actually. NYPrepper put a suppressor on this. So, I hope you guys check out that video, but I think this was a really good comparison obviously between the Gen 4 and Gen 5, while it's really cosmetic, both great pistols.
Yeah, both great pistols. Yeah, and then the added benefit to the Gen 5 obviously is the slide cut there. You don't have to send it off, you know, like with a Gen 4 you would have to send it off and pay like whatever $100 to have them just cut the slide, you know, or ship it to a local gunsmith or whatever. And
you know what was really disappointing while we're on the subject of Glock, and I think Glock's a great company, but as you guys know, I like to carry, especially where I'm at. The Gen 5 Glock 29 that just came out had no MOS cut, which I was pretty shocked about.
Interesting. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty shocked about that. But guys, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna wrap this one up. I hope you enjoyed this little comparison between the Gen 4 and Gen 5. Stay safe and stay strapped.